very good morning to you and welcome to you to Aneke Sports, reaching you live from Aneke TV here in Coast City, Enugu State. We are here again to talk sports, bring you up to speed on all the happenings in the world of sports. And I bet you we have the story on Chand, and we are following up the release of the new list or the last list for players that will represent Nigeria in the upcoming Chand competition that will be taking place in Kenya later next month. And also, we also look at the big cracker coming up later today, Nigeria Super Falcons and the Bayana of South Africa in the semi-finals of the African Women's Nations Cup. We'll go to tennis. US Open will be resuming next month. Who the big names that will be part of, that will be making adding spice to the US Open. My name is Gideon Iweke and I'm joined on the show. Happiness Ajibo is here also.
Many thanks, Gideon, and good morning, sports lovers. The Women African Cup of Nations commences tonight, and it seems to be like the ultimate showdown, the Continental Derby, the clash of the Titans. And we can't wait to see what happens tonight because the Bafana of South Africa will be facing Nigeria, the Super Falcons of Nigeria, and I can't wait to watch the match by 5 o'clock because a lot of persons have been speculating that legends will be born tonight. So let's see how it goes today. All
right. I know a lot of, like you said, legends. Asisato Shola might be throwing the towel after this particular edition of the tournament. So I know she'll be playing her hearts out, and her fellow ladies there on the pitch will also play their hearts out, at least to give her a very, wonderful, a parting gift, from the Super Falcons. But until 5 p.m. we will know. Anyways, the men's show will continue after the short break. Welcome back to the show, Aneke Sports, reaching live from Aneke TV here in Coast City, Enugu State. Now we're going to start with the Chan Eagles. After 2 weeks in Mikene, Ogun State, where they've been preparing themselves for the main competition that will be coming up in August, from August 2nd. 35 names were shortlisted by the head coach of the Super Eagles, talking about Eric Chelly. And after that, because of some protocols, some bureaucracies, 5 names were dropped because they were termed not to be eligible because of their foreign deals. I remember, for you to be in Chan, you must be plying your trade in any local club in your country. So if you have a sign-on with a foreign club, that means you are not eligible to be part of the Chan team. So 5 names were actually delisted from the 38 names initially released by Chelly. But later today, we are expecting the last list to be dropped. Today is 22nd, and that means we have to get the last list, and they will practice for maybe a few days before traveling to Kenya for the competition. Remember, it's 3 countries hosting this particular one: Tanzania, Uganda, and Congo. They will be hosting this particular competition. So the 25-man list to be released. A lot of pressure in that camp right now. That in one interview with the captain of the team, talking about Junior Ndoka, he said that a lot of players are now jostling, lobbying to make sure that their name appear on the list. And remember, the pride is adorning Super Eagles jersey. Mm-hmm. If you are called to the national team, that means your professionalism starts from there. Your professional career starts from there. You have the platform for foreign clubs to see you, and also you have also the tendency, or rather the possibility of you playing in the main national team. Remember, the Chan Eagles are the team B of the Super Eagles. So if your name makes the last list, that means you are expected to either play for the national team or then take your services abroad.
Yes, I agree with that because, like you earlier said, there's a lot of pressure right now on the players in the camp at the moment. Because when they were interviewing a lot of persons, they were like they are not so sure of where they stand at the moment because the 25 players are to be released later today. So a lot of persons are not so confident in what they are bringing to the table. And because it is and Nigeria has actually proven themselves to be one of the superiors in the tournament because I think we finished third some couple of years ago.
Yes.
I can't remember exactly. And then we
finished third in 2014.
Yes, then 3 years later, we got dropped out by, is it South Africa or something? I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, sure, South Africa.
Okay, so we have been proving ourselves to be like one of the giants in that particular tournament. And my advice to Chile is not to lobby this because we want to win.
Yeah.
We want to make a statement for ourselves. And if we are to make a statement for ourselves by bringing in not so or the not to par players on board, you wouldn't be able to get to what you want. Do you understand? Like the players will just come and maybe play and then you get dropped out at a particular stage in the tournament. So that's not what we want. We want players that will bring in their 100%, players that are capable, players who will bring give us what we want. And that's what we're actually expecting from Chile tonight.
Sure, and you know, we've not won this tournament for the first time. I think Chile will be writing his name, you know, with gold if he will pick the best legs, you know, to feature for Nigeria. Now let's look at the group stages. Looking at who are in group. Remember, I told you Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya will be hosting this particular tournament. In Group A, you have Kenya, who is also a host. They are in that group with Morocco. They are in that group with Angola. DR Congo is also there. And then you have Zambia. Then in Group B, you have Tanzania as one of the hosts. You have Madagascar, Mauritania, Burkina Faso, and Central African Republic. Then in Group C, Uganda is a host. Uganda is leading that group. And you have Niger Republic, you have Guinea, Algeria, and South Africa. And then the last group where Nigeria is pitched, Nigeria is there in that group. Senegal is there. Congo is there, one of the hosts also. And then you have Sudan. At our group, some people say it's a group of death, you know, but unfortunately, I've not seen any strong side except Senegal, because this CHAN, you have to consider the strength of their local league. You know, to consider, I think Senegalese league is also top notch. But when you are bringing Sudan league, I don't think they are more than what we have here. You know, if we start comparing the league strength.
For me, you know, in the game of football, we can't entirely rule out, you know, talents.
Yeah,
because, like we earlier said in previous sessions of this show, we've been giving recognitions to, you know, players or teams who we thought are not really the top guns.
Yes.
And they've proven themselves to be top guns, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we should not entirely like wash Congo and Sudan or Sudan off because they could actually have good talent as well. And when they come on board, and it's also, you know, when a team underestimates another team, there's a high possibility that that particular team gets ruled out in the competition. Sure. So if we are not really showcasing our talent or doing what is necessary, the top guns will be pulled out. And the ones that are seemingly not the top guns will actually qualify for the quarterfinals.
All right, in the coming days, we'll be looking at this group one after the other, from Group A to Group B, Group C, Group D, to analyze their strength and see the possibilities of any of them picking the title there in Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. Now let's go to Morocco, where the semi-finals of the 15th edition of the African Women's Nations Cup will be taking center stage from 5 p.m. Now, in Casablanca, that's where the semi-finals will be taking place. And Casablanca happens to be a very big city, I think the capital of Morocco. Now, we have Nigeria Super Falcons and Nigeria Bayana Bayana of South Africa. Bayana of South Africa.
Yeah.
Now, the Bayana of South Africa, they are the defending champions.
Yes.
And earlier today, I was saying that these guys are playing to defend their pride. You know, defending the title they won in 2022. And Nigeria, for some time now, in recent times, they've not won this tournament, but they've won it for 9 times, and they're going to see whether they will be winning the 10th, 10th title. Now, a lot of sports punters are saying that the win or loss will determine who will be the greatest or the most powerful women national team in Africa. I don't know why they are writing other countries off, but they are pitching their tent at South Africa and Nigeria. I'm kind of not so I'm not kind of good, you know, trying to analyze this thing because, you know, the other time I was worried about Zambia with all whatever they said. But Nigeria came, defeated them, they came, they saw, and they conquered. Now this time around, South Africans are saying that it's not going to be an easy ride for the Nigerians. And I'm so happy psychologically, our coach has not been talking. The only time he said something, it was last night when he said they are ready to just play South Africa. Yeah. But the South African coach will tell you that they'll demolish Nigeria, you know, psyching their players up. So I think the real psyching up will be done in the pitch.
Yes.
So for Nigeria Super Falcons, I believe they will win today's game. I don't know whether you have
okay, like you were saying earlier on, as regards the Zambia, Nigerians match.
Yeah.
I remember earlier last week Friday when I was giving my own analysis as regards the match. I said something. I said empty barrels makes the loudest noise.
Sure.
And if you look at the previous or the head-to-head matches as against Zambia to Nigeria, you realize that Nigeria has been defeating Zambia over and over again, right? So we've defeated them 4-0. We defeated them 6-0. Yeah. And then when we dropped our guards down, that's when they defeated us a goal to nil in 2022, right? Yeah, sure. So I knew that Nigeria was coming to revenge. Yeah. And, you know, 4 + 1 5, 6 + 1 5. So we just decided to stay in the middle to make it 5-0 on Friday. And as regards the what am I saying? Bafana. As regards the Bayana, right? So as regards the Bayana of South Africa, they are actually very good. They've proven themselves in the group stage. Yeah. They played against Mali 4-0. Yeah. They played against Ghana 2-0. Yeah. Against Tanzania, it was a draw. It was 1-1. Yeah. And then Nigeria too has also proven themselves to be one of the top guns too in the competition because they won Tunisia 3-0. Yeah. They drew their matches against Algeria 0s, and then they defeated, as I've mentioned, Tunisia 3-0, Botswana a goal to nil. So we've proven ourselves again and again, and because we have this drive to come back to win the game, the title for the 10th time, we want to see how we can actually defeat the South Africans. The South Africans are, on the other hand, trying to defend their pride. Yeah. So it's a really, really strong tussle. And that's why I said it's going to be the clash of the titans. Yeah, sure. It's going to be the ultimate showdown. And everybody is expecting the match to be really, really tough because it's like the continental derby of this season, right? Yes. And a lot of persons are bringing in a lot of takes on the match. Some legends are saying that legends will be born tonight, which I see that coming to pass because anyone who eventually wins tonight's match is already 70% carrying the trophy. Sure. Of which we don't want to completely rule out Morocco or Ghana. However, the two strongest teams are meeting. The two strongest team of the competition are meeting tonight at 5 p.m. So whoever wins the match tonight has a greater chance of taking up the WAFCON title at the end of the game.
All right. We'll be Also following up the another semi-finals of today between Morocco and Ghana. The prediction has been so green for Morocco, maybe because they are the host. Unfortunately, even in 2022, they were also the host, but and they didn't win the trophy. So this time around, they are repeating as the host, and uh, I don't know whether they are going to win or not. But even if they come runners up, I think it's a very good one for them. So they'll be playing against Ghana, which is also a very tactical side.
Yes.
Very, very tactical side. They will always want to come and score. And for Morocco, I know they are two scoring sides. So tactically, it is only the team that has a very strong defense that will win tonight's game between Morocco and Ghana. I'm not seeing many goals produced, but for South Africa and Super Falcons, I think we will see goals. I'm seeing Ihezuo, Estokoro Nkwo all registering their name on the score sheet for Super Falcons. And for South Africa, we saw what they did against Mali, trashing them 4-0. So I'm also seeing them also finding the back of the net later today. So for Goal Festival, we might experience it in the game between Nigeria, Super Falcons, and Bayana of South Africa. And then for Morocco and Ghana, we might not be, it might be a scarcity of goal tonight. You know? But if I ask you now, do you have any prediction?
You know, in my last predictions, they all came to pass. Yeah. I am a bit torn between sides this time around because I can't. I've been thinking about a lot of things to like see what is going to happen in tonight's match. Like you earlier said, yes, there will be goals in the South Africa Nigeria match because everybody wants to score. Everybody wants to take the lead because whoever scores can now build up a defense. And when they build a defense, we defend, then we do a counter-attack to see if we can actually add more goals to ourselves. So it's going to be there'll be goals, right, in the Nigerian-South Africa match. However, for the Ghana versus Morocco's match, Ghana is a very tough side. And for Ghana, if you watch Ghana's match as against who they even play with again in the quarterfinals?
They play with Algeria.
They play them Algeria, right? And then when I watched the match, I realized something. Ghana are very, very tactical. They go for the goal. I think the major problem they have is that they're not clinical with taking their chances. So they just give lots of shots, but their shots are not on target. So that's why they didn't score, right? And then Morocco on the other end, they're a goal-scoring team. So I see goals actually in the Morocco-Ghana's match. I see goals, but I would say maybe there'll be like 2 goals in the, but I don't know how it's going to go. I see like 2 goals coming in that match.
All right, 5 p.m. is the time. Nigeria Super Falcons against Bayana of South Africa, and later we'll also see the second semi-finals, Morocco and Ghana. Your guess is as good as mine. It's going to be a showdown in Casablanca, Morocco this evening. So away from there, let's talk about tennis. US Open will be coming up by next month, and one big name will be spicing it up in this particular edition, talking about Venus Williams at the age 40. Oh my God. You know, when I saw that story this morning, Venus coming back, you know, to play doubles at the age of 40, I was surprised. You know, lawn tennis is actually, you know, a game of strength, you know, and it shows that this lady has not been resting. That means he has been playing. She said she wants to come back to the court. And she said this is the most, her own amazing court. That is her place, that's her home. And you can imagine, you know, playing in front of, you know, her kingsmen, you know, her friends, her families in the US, and, you know, making names again. And I think this lady might attract Serena to come back, because Serena would tell you, I can't do without Venus, and Venus would tell you, I can't do without Serena Williams.
Yes, it's actually an inspiration to me, because at age 40, that's really deep. Because why would someone come back at age 40 to play a game of lawn tennis where you have to run side to side,
yeah.
between the
from one point to
from
the
one
other.
point of the court, and then you're trying to put the ball to the other side of the court. It's really, really inspiring to me because this is something that she has always had passion for. She has always been playing this game with her sister, like you earlier mentioned. They've been playing for years, and they've dominated that sport. And when we thought that they've all retired, and only for them to say that they're coming to play at age 40. And it's something to watch out for, really, because they are coming with experience.
Yeah.
They're coming with a different kind of motivation because they're coming to dominate.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting them to do super well. If they did not take the cup, it's still something to give a kudos to because at age 40 is something to actually applaud for.
You know, she was offered a wild card position. She said, I don't want to be a wild card. I want to play the normal game. And so, but my worry is you have younger people also, you know, featuring in that particular doubles. So how will she, you know, maneuver her way playing, you know, with this younger talents?
Like we earlier said, it's a game of strength, and there's a possibility that she has been practicing over time. She never retired completely, right? So she must have been practicing, and for her to come up with that decision that she wants to come back to the court, it means that she has, you know, evaluated herself, and she feels like she can actually take up the challenge, right? So I am seeing her doing super well indeed. For her to reject the wild card, for you to reject the wild card, it means that you know your substance.
Yes.
You know what is in the...
I want to be grouped.
You want to be grouped. You want to defeat them. Like, you know when you want to dust somebody, you want to dust them from the group stage and then still take up the title. It's something to actually applaud for.
You know, there was one inter-secondary school table tennis we organized sometime last month. And one girl was asked to take the white card. She said, I don't want to take the white card. I want to compete.
Okay. And
unfortunately for the girl, she was given a white card and she refused, and she competed. Fortunately, just one minor won her.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I think it was good. Thank God she didn't take the white card because it would have been very highly disgraceful. You know, because we held her at a very high level. Somebody that have played, you know, at the national level. You know, coming down to come and compete with new talent. Now she said she wanted to compete. Maybe her mind told her, guy, I beg you, just go and compete.
You know, this just reminds me also of this just concluded Abiakuta's competition of that Tunisian who had an accident that morning, almost rushed to the hospital. But this Tunisian kept saying, I want to go back to the pitch. I need to run. I'm running today. And she went back and she had the gold. So for her to say she's going back, there's a special motivation that is choking her. So I think that...
Some people have strong decision power, and it's actually moving them. Sportsmen and sportswomen, you know, it's a game of concentration, a game of mind. So I know they listen to their mind so well. Anyways, US Open will be starting next month, and then I know the likes of Jack Sena, the likes of Novak Djokovic, all will be in action. They've already dropped their fixture in the ongoing Toronto ATP 1000 in the Toronto Masters. They said I know they want to rest, you know, so that they will be okay to compete in the US Open. That's why most of those big names are dropping. But we are going to see very interesting games in the US Open that will start next month. So away from there, let's look at club news. For Atlanta, we have our own already. Inter Milan are pricing. They've said we must take this young man away from Atlanta. You know, whenever I mention Atlanta, you agree with me. The name I want to, you know, this is somebody that scored hat-trick in a final. I think it's Europa Finals 2020 last two seasons, 2020, and they said he is valued at 50 million euros. Inter Milan are saying they must take this guy on transfer. So let's see how it pans out. I know Atlanta will want to retain him at least to have a very good season, but they also want money to see whether they can buy you know, new legs for the new season. It's going to be a very wonderful outing for these guys. All services in Italy. Italy is his home already, so going to Inter Milan will just be like okay, I'm just moving from the parlor, from the sitting room to the inner room, or from the inner room to the sitting room, or to other rooms.
Yeah. You know, these other guys wanting to also have Ademola Lookman.
That's Ademola Lookman we are talking about.
Yes, Napoli. So Napoli wanted to get Ademola, but he rejected their offer. And I'm guessing it's one of the reasons because of how they treated his brother Victor Osimhen. So he didn't want to receive the same treatment as Osimhen, so he rejected Napoli.
Yeah.
However, the talks book for Inter Milan is already on, but like you said, it's not yet concrete yet. There are still talks and then deliberations as regards that. So let's see how it pans out, like you said.
Now you have a story on Lamar.
Oh yes, lest I forget. Yes, so the youngster who has been making waves lately, speaking about Lamine Yamal. He was given the number 10 jersey so a couple of days ago, and the jersey was brought out to be sold. And something really interesting happened, which is the jersey was sold out for 145 euros, and in just one day, they sold about 70,000 jerseys. Yes. 70,000 jerseys. That was about 10 million euros in just one day, which was beats the record of the number of jerseys being sold for a youngster in one day. 10 million euros. What do you think about that, Jingejan?
You know, when we talk about money, I talk about shirts, jerseys. I think in Europe, that's where they make more money. And we've been encouraging Nigerian teams to also invest in jerseys and players. First of all, get quality player, because if you have a quality player, jersey will sell.
Yes.
People want to wear it. I remember number 10, jersey is a special jersey in Barcelona. For you to wear it, the last person that wore number 10 was Lionel Messi.
No, it was Fatih.
Fatih.
Yes,
I know Fatih. And then Lionel Messi was also there. So
Maradona as
well. So if you wear number 10 jersey in Barcelona, you are just like being inducted in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So for Lamar, it's historic for him. And a lot of people want to. He has a lot of age. He's 18. I think 18 this year. So for him to be in, you can imagine what he will be doing in the next 3 years when he will be 21. You know, playing from 18 to 21. He has gotten Rashford also in that team. So I think Barcelona is going to be a team to watch out for. Yes. And for Barcelona, congratulations to them. They are making good money.
Yes.
If you invest in a player, you make money.
Yes. And just imagine, just a day they got about 10 million euros. Then
and the days are still running.
Counting. So if that means when the season commences fully, they will make more money, and then they will sell more jerseys. And let's just see how it unfolds as the days goes by. All
right, sports fan. This is how we wrap it up on today's show. Tomorrow by 11:30, we'll be here to bring you up to speed on all that is happening in the world of sports. And maybe we'll be coming with holy, holy and glory, glory for the Super Falcons tomorrow. We pray they win their match today. Many thanks to Happy Ajibo for being part of the show.
Yes, thank you so much, Gideon.
All right. Until next week, until tomorrow, I beg your pardon. My name is Gideon Aneke. Have a very splendid day.